Hi, I'm Paul Miller, and I want to show you this little device I just made. So this over here is a Raspberry Pi Pico W. The Wi-Fi antenna is right there. And there's a button and a little screen, a battery, a potentiometer, and an HCSR04 distance sensor on a ribbon cable, which is detachable because of this nice socket here. Because these things tend to blow out sometimes, but they're only $3, so you can easily replace them. So what this device does is it takes the distance information from here in centimeters, and it takes the pot reading, which is going to be a global volume, and a button which cycles through different sub-patches in a patch written in PureData, or PD, which is an open source free patching environment like Max MSP. And the LED display displays the data. So that is sent over Wi-Fi. There's a Wi-Fi router in this room. I'm not using the university Wi-Fi network because it won't let me do this for security purposes. But I have my own Wi-Fi router here in the lab. So what I'm going to do is first turn on the Pico, and you'll see that Wi-Fi gets connected. Okay, and you can see the distance. You don't hear anything yet, but we'll turn that on in a second. And you can see the pot value, which is going to be the global volume, and the button, when it's pressed, you see a 1. So that's going to cycle through different patches that potential students have made. Okay, so let's go to the patch over here on the screen. First, this is the Python code that runs on the Pico microcontroller. It's right here. It's about 200 lines of code, but a lot of these are comments, and a lot of these are here to help document the code. Over here is the important thing, which is the patch, which is in PD, PureData, which runs on Windows, Mac, or Linux, whatever you care for. And it's going to listen to the Wi-Fi data and send it to the appropriate subpatch. So this is a very, very simple patch that simply maps the distance data in centimeters, 0 centimeters to 400 centimeters. It maps it to a frequency for an oscillator, 220 hertz to 880 hertz, and it makes a square wave. So this takes the distance data in centimeters and maps it to a frequency, and then uses that to drive a square wave oscillator. This is another subpatch that a student could have written. This is just a low pass filter, and it maps, first of all, it has a steady frequency, 440 hertz. You can see the low pass filter is here. So it scales the same distance data to a cutoff frequency between 200 and 8,000 hertz cutoff frequency. And the last little subpatch, which again a student might have written, let me clean it up here a little bit. Oh, there's a little extra junk here, which I should get rid of. This takes a sound file called bells.aif and plays through it at a variable rate of speed. So it takes the 0 to 400 distance reading in centimeters and maps it to a speed at which the sound file bells is played back. So let's see what this looks like in action then. Let's start up the patch. We'll turn it on, and let's actually turn up our loudspeakers here in the lab. And then you can first see that if I'm close, it's a low frequency. If I'm far away, the ceiling is a higher frequency. And it's roughly between low A and a high A. Well, the ceiling is not too high up in here, so if I press the button, it will go to the next patch. Great. So this is a low pass filter. Let's make it a little louder. There we go. And the last patch takes that sound file and loops it at a variable playback rate. And of course, because silence is the best thing of all, we have one mode that's nothing, or silence. You can see how the patch tells you which patch is being played. That's very nice. And it also has a few safety features so you don't mess up your loudspeakers. So that's our first instrument in the SoundLab that we've developed, and we have many more coming along. So thanks for your time and have a great day.